Today's story is Alice in Wonderland.
A summer afternoon stretched long and lazy. Board beside her sister, a book open but unread. A white rabbit in a waistcoat dashed past, muttering to himself. I'm late for a very important date," he cried. Alice's curiosity piqued. She'd never seen a talking rabbit. She followed him down a rabbit hole, heedless of the danger. Down, down, down she fell, into a dark and endless pit. She passed strange objects, clocks, maps, and upside-down furniture. Finally, she landed with a thump in a curious hole. Doors of all sizes lined the walls, each locked tight. A tiny table held a golden key and a bottle labeled, "Drink me." Alice drank the potion. She shrank to the size of a doll. She unlocked a small door and stepped into a vibrant garden. Giant mushrooms towered over her, casting long shadows. She encountered a wise caterpillar smoking a hookah. "Who are you?" the caterpillar asked, blowing smoke rings. Alice explained her confusion. Wonderland was ever-changing. "One side will make you grow taller," the caterpillar advised. "The other side will make you grow shorter." Alice nibbled at the mushroom, growing and shrinking erratically. She finally regained her normal size and continued her journey. She came across the Cheshire Cat perched in a tree. The cat grinned, its smile wide and unsettling. "Which way should I go?" Alice asked, bewildered. "That depends on where you want to get to," the cat replied. The Cheshire Cat vanished, leaving only its grin behind. Alice followed a path to a table set for a tea party. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare sat at the table. It was always tea time, they explained, never time to wash up. Nonsensical riddles filled the air, unanswered and absurd. "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" the Hatter asked. Alice gave up, trying to make sense of their logic. The Mad Hatter poured tea from a self-pouring teapot. The March Hare offered Alice stale bread and butter. The tea party was a chaotic and bewildering affair. Alice felt a sense of unease creeping into her wonder. The vibrant colors of Wonderland seemed to be fading. The sky was losing its brilliant blue hue. The flowers appeared less bright, their petals drooping. Even the Mad Hatter's hat seemed less flamboyant. The laughter of the March Hare sounded strained and hollow. A subtle shift in the atmosphere made Alice uncomfortable. She noticed a lack of balance in this magical realm. The whimsical charm was slowly giving way to something darker. The initial delight was replaced by a looming sense of dread. Alice felt a responsibility to understand the change. She knew something was amiss, but what could she do? The fading colors hinted at a deeper problem. Wonderland was losing its magic, its essence. Alice felt a growing determination to restore the balance. She had to find the source of the fading colors, She needed to understand what was causing the unease. The fate of Wonderland might depend on her actions. Alice looked around, searching for a clue. The Cheshire Cat's grin seemed to mock her concern. The Mad Hatter continued to pour his endless tea. Alice knew she couldn't rely on them for help. She had to trust her own instincts and her own courage. The path ahead was uncertain, but she had to try. She took a deep breath and stepped forward, determined. The colors of Wonderland continued to fade, a dull gray creeping in. Alice felt a growing unease, a sense of wrongness in the air. She followed a path of wilted flowers leading to a grand garden. The rose bushes were a sickly pale, almost devoid of color. Alice spotted the Queen of Hearts, surrounded by card soldiers. The soldiers stood crooked, their painted faces smeared and sad. The Queen's face was etched with worry, a rare sight indeed. Wonderland has lost its balance, the Queen declared, her voice trembling. The very fabric of our world is unraveling, she exclaimed, distraught. Alice stepped forward, her heart pounding but her voice firm. I believe I can help, Alice said, meeting the Queen's gaze. Curiosity, imagination, and kindness are the keys, Alice stated boldly. She spoke of the power of dreams and the importance of believing. Her words resonated through the garden, a spark of hope ignited. A faint blush of color returned to a nearby rose, a promising sign. Alice continued to speak, her voice growing stronger with each word. Light began to spread, chasing away the oppressive grayness. The roses bloomed, their petals unfurling in vibrant hues. The card soldiers straightened, their painted faces regaining cheer. The sky above shifted from a dull overcast to a brilliant blue. Wonderland's harmony was returning, thanks to Alice's courage. The Queen's stern expression softened, a hint of a smile forming. The King, usually silent, offered Alice a warm, grateful smile. You have saved us, child, the Queen said, her voice now gentle. Wonderland is in your debt, the King added with a nod. A warm breeze swept through the garden, carrying the scent of roses. Alice felt herself lifted gently, floating upwards towards the sky. The garden shrunk below, becoming a patchwork of vibrant colors. She found herself back on the riverbank, the sun warm on her face. Her sister was still reading, seemingly unaware of Alice's absence. You were dreaming, Alice, her sister said, without looking up. Alice smiled, knowing the truth of her adventure. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a single petal. It was shaped like a playing card, a tangible piece of Wonderland. The petal shimmered with a faint, magical light. A reminder of the power of wonder and the importance of balance. Alice clutched the petal tightly, a secret treasure. Wonderland exists for those who dare to dream and imagine. For those who embrace curiosity and kindness. The world is full of wonders if you only open your eyes. Alice looked at her sister, a new understanding in her eyes. She knew that even in the ordinary, magic could be found. The river flowed gently, reflecting the clear blue sky. A butterfly fluttered past, its wings painted with vibrant colors. Alice smiled, a sense of peace settling over her. The adventure in Wonderland had changed her forever. She would never look at the world the same way again. The power of imagination was a gift she would always cherish. And she knew, deep in her heart, that Wonderland was real. As real as the dreams that filled her mind. As real as the love she felt for her sister. As real as the hope that bloomed in her soul. Alice closed her eyes, and for a moment she was back there. Surrounded by the whimsical creatures and surreal landscapes. She whispered a silent thank you to Wonderland and promised to never forget the lessons she had learned. The sun shone brighter, warming her face. Alice opened her eyes, ready to face the world. With a renewed sense of wonder and a heart full of dreams. The card-shaped petal remained clutched in her hand, a promise